and welcome to our YouTube channel. Thank you so dearly for always supporting us. I really do appreciate. If today the first time you are coming across this wonderful family or you are seeing my face for the first time, I still remain Agatha Progress, bringing it to you back to back. Remember, we react to all videos and all opinion is highly needed. So just sit back and watch this video and I will be right back.
That Barrister Ejiofor granted this interview. I was expecting that interview, towards the end of this month. And that's why I have always said that the criminals in DOS who have breached and who are treacherous in everything they do for Biafra restoration, that their end will be the end of this month. Because I was expecting Barrister Ejiofor to grant that interview by the end of September, by the end of February. Today, it has happened that this interview came earlier, like I didn't expect. And without wasting any time, I will be addressing Barrister Ejiofor. Like I said, I want Biafrans to understand that I will be coming from a different perspective. For those who are expecting me to begin to lash Barrister Ejiofor and to tear him apart and to expose him and to disgrace him and to make him, reduce him to nobody on media, believe me, I may disappoint you today, but you will not be disappointed completely. I want Biafrans to understand that Barrister Ejiofor is doing his job. His house has been attacked twice, assassination attempt, and people have been killed in the quest for his involvement in representing the indigenous people of Biafra and Nnamdi Kanu. People have been slaughtered in his home. His home has been burnt. And what I have come to tell you now is there are consequences. And the consequences is very, very clear. The consequences of Barrister Ejiofor involvement in Biafra, representing the indigenous people of Biafra, and probably some other things that are not in the public. So, as a human, he does his job. I am going to address this issue from the point of view of a legal professional. The issue you see today is that when the caliphate wanted to stop the economic sanction, when the caliphate wanted to stop the civil disobedience in Biafra land, when the caliphate wanted to truncate and scuttle the activities of the genuine IPOB, nicknamed the autopilot, when they have tried everything to scuttle the activities of these people, which I am very proud of, that want Biafra today, tomorrow, when they have tried to destroy the activities of this movement, when they have tried to betray the activities of this movement, when they tried to sabotage every move we have made to create awareness for the Biafra people, they all failed. They tried it through the DOS, the criminals there, they all failed. They threatened us on social media, it didn't work. They threatened us on Radio Biafra, it didn't work. They brought a knife, some people brought knife on live TV to threaten us, it didn't work. They threatened all the people in Biafra land to kill them, and it didn't work. They unleashed Nigeria police, the GSS, the army against our people, it didn't work. So, and people have been campaigning and asking questions. What can they do to stop Simon Ekpa? Some people suggested that why can't Barrister Ejiofor go to our leader and let our leader pronounce Simon Ekpa, that Simon Ekpa has been sacked and Simon Ekpa is not part of them, and this and that. And a lot of people suggested that, oh, how can they do that? Because Simon Ekpa is not a member of IPOB, according to them. Simon Ekpa is not an OT member and all that. So there must be a way to scuttle the activity of the disciple of Nnamdi Kanu. And that is what you see today. They have failed. And I'm going to tell you today that the shot Ejiofor fired, he fired it at the wrong target. I've always tell people, when you live in a glass house, do not throw stone. When you live in a glass house, do not throw stone. When you throw stone, the stone will land at one of the glass and got the glass broken. Like I said, I always respect people, especially those that I respect. I respect them so much. I always give them what I call offer in Igbo language: justice, fairness, equity. When Asaridu Kubo came and started attacking Nnamdi Kanu and the entire Eastern Security Network and IPOB on social media, it was as a result of agreement that Ejiofor went into with Asaridu Kubo and Wazirike. A lot of Biafrans questioned such agreement. A lot of Biafrans said Nnamdi Kanu can never have anything to do with Asaridu Kubo. And when you look at it, you know that is correct. When you look at it, you know that is absolutely correct. So the question you should be asking yourself is, you today that know that our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, can never have anything to do with Asari Dokubo, why did Barrister Ejiofor went into agreement with Asari Dokubo? The other question you should be asking yourself as we address this particular issue is, if Barrister Ejiofor went into agreement with Asari Dokubo, like Asari Dokubo claimed, or that he didn't go into agreement with Asari Dokubo, like Asari Dokubo claimed, did Barrister Ejiofor come live to address the question of Asari Dokubo, whether that his claim was actually true or not? Barrister Ejiofor did not do that, so which means it is true. Another things you need to be asking yourself, another question is, let's agree that Barrister Ejiofor tried to reach agreement for the best interest of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because he was not alone. The wife was part of the agreement. The in-law was part of the agreement. But what should surprise you is, you, as a follower of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, were you surprised to hear that Ejiofor reached out to Asari Dokubo and Wazirike for peace talk? And when the information came public, what was your reaction as a follower, not just a follower, but a true follower of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Of course, many of you were disappointed. And that was the reason I came to make a video and say, Asari Dokubo, I have not come here to attack you, but going forward, if you continue to attack Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I will come for you. And exactly what I did. The same thing I'm going to do today. Because of this particular comment that came from Barrister Ejiofor, it must be very clearly stated, if he beginning to advocate for the state of Biafra, he must be very, very clearly to mention that to us. If he is ready to take part in the IPOB movement and agitation for Biafra, he must come very open. Because for now, the only business that Barrister Ejiofor have in Biafra struggle is to give us updates about the legal proceedings, about the technicalities, about what they are doing and preparing to defend Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and how he can be released unconditionally. Barrister Ejiofor have no business to come publicly to advocate or to speak on behalf of the criminals in the US. He has crossed the boundary, and that is unacceptable and will never be acceptable. I am going to not go too much and go deeper into what I'm about to do, but I will reserve it for the next time. But the question is this: the job of the legal team of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is to speak to Biafrans and give Biafrans update. As I speak to you today, not only that, that particular task of giving update to Biafrans has been zero. It is completely zero. And we can no longer accept, I have been saying it before, that we don't want to be hearing and reading how our leader is doing, how our leader is doing fine, how our leader is wishing us happy birthday, how our leader is celebrating with us in DSS dungeon while he slept without pillow. Simon Ekpa was the first person to raise alarm about the welfare, the maltreatment, the torture, and the bad condition of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in DSS dungeon. Barrister Ejiofor and the legal team has been going to meet our leader, and they have the knowledge that our leader was being maltreated, was being tortured. Our leader were not sleeping with pillow. Our leader has not been allowed to change his cloth. The legal team and Barrister Ejiofor have full knowledge of this particular human rights abuse against our leader. They never come publicly to say it. They always come to tell us that our leader is in high spirit. I have been saying it, not today, not yesterday. I have started saying this months ago. It was after my complaint about that our leader have not been allowed to change his cloth, and of course, some of them suspected that maybe some information is leaking to me, and they came publicly to announce how bad our leader has been treated in the DSS dungeon. Now, the question I want to ask Barrister Ejiofor is, because you said that the video the interview will be recorded and will be given to our leader when it comes out. So you are putting it on record. Now, the question I want to ask you, Barrister Ejiofor, what was the reason why you have refused to raise alarm that our leader is not sleeping or was not sleeping with pillow? What was the reason you refused to raise alarm that our leader has not been allowed to change his cloth? What was the reason you refused to raise alarm that almost all his rights has been breached with impunity? Why have you refused to raise alarm that our leader has been tortured mentally, physically, and otherwise by not allowing him to have communication with anybody outside within this vicinity where he's being detained? Why have you refused to raise alarm that the room where you meet with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is bugged until we complain, until we started shouting, until Biafra begin to make noise, until we begin to disobey orders, until we begin to rebel, until we begin to show how serious we are? You continue to, conceal this information and you didn't make it public until then. So we need to ask you, Barrister Ejiofor, to tell us. I have the knowledge and the intel that ever since Nnamdi Kanu arrived in Nigeria, he has not slept with pillow. He didn't start the day you announced it. So tell us the reason why you didn't tell Biafrans. Not just telling Biafrans, but tell us why you did not raise alarm for the international community, for concerned human rights group, for civil rights movement to take note that he was being maltreated in the DSS dungeon. That alarm was not raised, and we cannot accept that. We want Barrister Ejiofor to also inform us and tell us many times he has been attacked, and why are they attacking him? What was the reason of the assassination attempt in Barrister Ejiofor's house? That information is not yet public. We know that there are evidences, CCTV evidences. Court has also compensated you with 50 million naira as compensation for people for invading your house. We do not know whether that 50 million naira is also part of those who were killed, part of those who were burnt inside the car in your house. We don't know. We do not know. But the public and Biafran people are very eager to know. They are beginning to ask questions. We want to know who wanted to kill you. Have the Nigerian government investigated it? Because you have already been to court and court have compensated you, which means there is an investigation, there is some kind of investigation, and there is some kind of information. So can you be also very kind as somebody who is integrity person, somebody who is whiter than white, to tell Biafrans, because we love you, who wanted to kill you? And we know that court have given you and granted you compensation. We want to also ask Barrister Ejiofor that Nnamdi Kanu was arrested in 2015 and he was granted bail in 2017. His house was attacked, people were killed, and dogs were killed, animals were killed. He fled and saved his life. We want to ask Barrister Ejiofor, as the lead counsel of Nnamdi Kanu, is there any reason for you not filing for compensation or filing for any kind of case against Nigeria government for the invasion of our leader's house? We understand that Aloy Ejimiako came on board not quite long ago, and he has been able to file that application. So is there any reason for you as the lead counsel who have worked with Nnamdi Kanu for ages and who he trusts so much, which I believe, and I'm not doubting that, is there any reason for you not to have filed application to court when you noticed that Nnamdi Kanu was not killed? This is a question I will want to answer, because now we are going on media, and you know that I respect you a lot, and the way I'm addressing you today does not, remove anything from that respect. But nobody stand on the way of freedom of Biafra. You don't stand on the way of freedom of Biafra. People have died. Men have shed blood. They have killed us, and our women and children have lost their life. So nobody will come and stand on the way of the freedom of Biafra people. Not when this generation, of which I am very proud of, part of, will be still there. So these are the questions we want to ask you, and we want you to also go back to the media and address it. Otherwise, we ask you going forward, do not make comment on anything concerning IPOB. If Nnamdi Kanu give you a message, you know where to deliver that message. Go to the people where the message is meant for and deliver the message, so that we don't go into complete and total media war with you. We know that the Nigeria state is running helter-skelter because of the emergence of the autopilot under the leadership of Nnamdi Kanu. There is nothing anybody can do about this movement, autopilot, automatically piloted movement for Biafra restoration. There is nothing anybody can do. We know that the emergence of this group will make a lot of you to run mad, and we are already seeing it. And of course, we expected that they are going to use you, and they have used you. And I'm not going to caution anybody who gets angry and address you anyhow they want for just this one time. I will not caution anybody who will come to my program or who will come to anywhere where we are having program to vent his or her anger against you for this one time. I will not stop anybody to vent his or her anger, especially concerned Biafrans, about the interview you granted. After venting their anger, when I feel that I am satisfied with their anger, I will begin to defend you as usual. But let me also tell you that this is not targeted at blackmailing you, because there are a lot to say if we want to go into that angle. But I have just come to tell you this evening that those who live in glass house does not throw stone. The Biafra restoration is a project that every concerned human being from Biafra land must be part of. When you are convinced that it is time to join IPOB for the restoration of Biafra, you make it very clear so that we welcome you and we continue to go as brothers and sisters. Today, well, your job is to defend Nnamdi Kanu, and it has nothing to do with the activities of the indigenous people of Biafra. You also spoke about those who disobeyed the order of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You and I know very well that the people that disobey the order of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the first place is the criminals, or are the criminals in the DOS. They disobeyed the order of sit at home when the information came that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that sit at home should be the day of his court. They disobeyed the order. They allowed the sit at home to start in the first place. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave order through you that Simon Ekpa be broadcast on Radio Biafra, the information was given to me. They disobeyed the order with impunity because they want my platform, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not give that clause. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave order for people to transfer money, for Nenanya to transfer money from Italy to the ESM money from Italy to America, that order was disobeyed, and the evidences of the disobedience of that order is very clear, and it is there. The people that disobeyed the order is also a woman called Chinyere Onwenyi in America. Chinyere Onwenyi is in charge of the liaison account. The money that was raised into the liaison account, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, through you, Barrister Ejiofor, gave information that that money should be transferred, they disobeyed that order. This disobedience of order have created chaos you see today in IPOB, and because it is a divine disobedience of the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu order, so that we know the criminals that have been setting us and drawing us backward. Barrister Ejiofor, not only that the woman called Chinyere lied as she was struggling to explain how the liaison account was formed, or how the liaison was formed, she lied in public. I did not want to address that particular side where she was explaining how she formed, how Onyendu instructed her to form liaison to start raising funds. It was a complete lie. I did not want to address that particular part of that story because it is somehow sensitive as it touches one of the innocent women called Madam Bridget. Madam Bridget was the person that founded the liaison in the USA, but that woman came there and lied. I did not come here today to address that particular lie. Maybe if they continue to use you to bring confusion in the movement that we have gone far, we may go deeper into explaining these things to Biafrans to understand. Barrister Ejiofor, you know that when this particular chaos in IPOB started, I reached out to you several times. I called you, I emailed you, I sent you a message. We communicate a lot. Even now, we still communicate. And you know, I have always asked you to tell these people to leave me the hell alone. I have always told you to ask the criminals in the DOS to hold their media warriors and let them leave me the hell alone. For the past 7 months, they were blackmailing me, slandering me, and I know you don't even want anybody to talk about you. You do not want anybody to blackmail you. But I have been blackmailed, attacked for the past 7 months, and I did not make noise until December. I know when people talk bad about you, what you do is to go to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that people are talking bad about you, and somebody who should be talking about how to release him in DSS dungeon. But when you go to the DSS dungeon, you begin to discuss about how somebody is attacking you. As a lawyer, you are prone to be attacked. As a lawyer, people are going to blackmail you. As a lawyer, even your own client will blackmail you and slander your name. It is part of the business we have chosen. And I tell you that you need to learn how to continue to stand strong in the means of criticism, because this job is all about be able to resist and have developed mental toughness to stand criminals. Barrister Ejiofor, let me tell you also that some of us who have had experience in handling high-profile cases of international standard, which I am very proud to tell you here today, the modus operandi of these people that handle high-profile cases is the ability to develop a mental toughness that when you visit your client in the DSS dungeon, you do not waste time to discuss who is attacking you, who is blackmailing you, and all that. But we see it in you every day. Whenever you come to give update about the visit to Onyendu, it has always been disjointed. And I am very, very disappointed for you to openly tell us how everything you wrote, every update coming from you is directly from Onyendu. They are all disjointed. Sometimes the information that is being passed to Biafrans are neither here nor there. It is there, it is there. It doesn't make sense sometimes. You don't know what the person is talking about. You don't know what Onyendu is talking about. You don't know the kind of message Onyendu is trying to pass. And because the history is something that we have learned, and we have read history of people who have fought and liberated themselves, and we came to this struggle prepared. When a leader is captured and ordered duress and ordered gunpoint and being maltreated and tortured, you no longer take order from them. What you do is to begin to implement everything you've learned from them. And today we are following the footsteps of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And let me tell you, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come today to say he is no longer, he does not want us to follow his footsteps, we will then answer him at that point. But we have not gotten to that bridge. When we get there, we are going to cross it. Let me also make you understand that when you go, I have told you several times, going forward, do not come to tell Biafrans how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is doing, how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in high spirit, how Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is enjoying. We do not want to be hearing that because he is not enjoying. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that the DSS could not allow to change his cloth is not enjoying. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that the DSS could not allow to sleep with Kilo cannot be in the high spirit. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that the DSS cannot allow him to talk with people freely in where he was being detained cannot be in the high spirit. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that when you as a lawyer go to meet him, the room where you discuss with him is odd, cannot be in a high spirit. And I begin to wonder, when you were giving that interview, you say you chat freely with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu one-on-one. What do you mean by that? A few weeks ago, you were explaining to us how the room that you meet Mazi Nnamdi Kanu were bugged and you can't discuss anything with him. How then, when you come to try to lie to Biafra people, to begin to think that you can deceive them to begin to listen to criminals in the US, that we are ending their career agitation this month. How do you want Biafrans to believe you? How do you want Biafrans to believe you that a few weeks ago, you were telling us that the place where you meet Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that you cannot discuss freely with him, that every room were bugged, and that is why you want him to be transferred. And today in that interview, because you are being sent to do what you did, which is a very bad step to your reputation, you came to tell us that you discuss one-on-one with him freely. Please, Barrister Ejiofor, we demand that you make more clarification, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will also listen to this broadcast I'm making today and will watch it when he comes. Because you said your own video, you know that somebody is going to cut it and show to him. So they are going to cut the broadcast I made to address you for the very first time to also give to him. Let me also tell Biafra today that it was after I raised alarm that our leader is not feeling well in DSS dungeon, that the Barrister Ejiofor and the legal team hurriedly came to have a kind of consensus that they are going to make this information public, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them to make this information public and they didn't make it. So it was after God revealed to me through the spirit that works in me that I should come publicly and raise alarm. It was after that alarm that they released the first press statement, raising alarm about how our leader is being treated in the DSS dungeon. But let me tell you, I have listened to audio message of Aloy Ejimako, where Aloy Ejimako was telling somebody that if there had it been, they did not release that particular press statement about the way our leader was being treated in DSS dungeon, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to get mad when he come out and find out. So is there any other thing that you are hiding? Is there any other thing that Biafrans should know? I want Biafrans to understand that some of you are very, very angry because of that interview. But I have to tell you today that that interview and the chaos it has caused will last just 2 days. Just 2 days and we move on. 2 days. And I give it tomorrow, today and tomorrow. It will be bygone story. And if Barrister Ejiofor begin to mingle into the IPOB and Biafra agitation, it is going to be very, very, very dirty. He should know that I respect him a lot. But it will be very, very dirty for him. And let me tell you also that it does not matter the message that comes from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are fighting for him. He is not in the position now to fight for himself. He is being incarcerated. He is being maltreated, tortured, mentally, physically, and otherwise. And so, Barrister Ejiofor, we, the Biafra people, the IPOB, nicknamed the autopilot under the leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, whether he like it or not. He is going to be our leader, and he is our leader, and he will continue to lead us until he come out to despise us. For now, he is not in the position to make decisions for himself. We have become his guardian. Biafra has become his guardian, and we are going to fight for him, irrespective of what the Fulani are doing to you people, irrespective of how you are being treated. We know that what you did is not ordinary. We know that for you to come and talk about the IPOB DOS is not an ordinary. And we know that maybe you are being blackmailed. Maybe they have something against you. Maybe there is something that is going on we don't know. Maybe the Eastern governors and the politicians are on your neck. I remember some time ago when I was shouting for no election in Anambra State. You came to me. You told me, Onyendu said I should mellow down. I looked at that statement. I looked at that statement. I nodded my head. I wrote it down somewhere. I said, you said Onyendu said I should mellow down on no election in Anambra State. You said yes. To my greatest surprise, when I was telling you to tell the DOS to hold their erat to stop attacking me, there were no result. The attack increased. The blackmailing increased. The slandering increased. Character assassination increased. You never made any move to influence the blackmail, the character assassination against my person. But every day I remind you, you tell me you are going to talk to them. I do not know whether the political solution that have failed, how actively you were involved in going into the political solution, of which I was told that our leader will never accept political solution in this particular case. I do not know your involvement in the political solution. If you were involved in the political solution, of which I am very sure you may be involved, you see that that political solution has failed. It has failed. You see that the agreement you went to have with Asari Kuba has failed. Because the people you are now trying to front to Biafra people have failed. When you go into agreement, you brief them, they didn't maintain the agreement with Asari Kuba. They breached it. Asari Kuba told you that you must tell the people to stop abusing and calling his name and insulting him on social media. You didn't do that. I know that they told you. You did not do that. Either that you did that and they didn't respect you, they don't hear you because they don't respect you. I, Simon Ekpa, respect you and I have respected you more than this idiot that you have come to social media to talk that Onyendu say we must listen to them. Onyendu cannot tell us what to do anymore. The time when he told us what to do was the first time when you visited him. That was when the Biafra spirit gave him message, and that message would have delivered the entire Biafra. That message, if carried out, would have liberated us by now. That message, if carried out, would have made sure that Onyendu is released. Today, the release of Onyendu is beginning to have Kele. But let me tell you one thing today. In addition to what the legal team is doing, we, the Biafra people, have taken it upon ourselves to fight for Nnamdi Kanu. We are going to fight for him, whether he liked it or not. Because he did not send himself, he did not go to the DSS dungeon or find himself in the DSS dungeon for a crime or for anything he committed. He was abducted, kidnapped, abducted in Kenya, kidnapped, and extraordinary rendition to Nigeria. Why? Because he was speaking for me. He was speaking for millions of Biafrans. And today, we are going to pay him back by making sure that we do everything humanly possible to ground the economy of Nigeria for the restoration of Biafra and for the unconditional release of Nnamdi Kanu. And let me remind you and anybody watching this evening that the power belongs to people. I am a civilized man. I listen to people, and the people that give power and the power belong to them. What I am doing now is to represent the interest and to represent the opinion and to defend the opinion of Biafra people who have spoken in millions. And they will continue to speak every day. That our leader, we are going to stand for him. We will defend him until he comes out. And if he comes out and say we didn't do it right, the Biafrans will judge by themselves. But for now, I beg and I urge Barrister Ejiofor and every other person that the Nigeria Fulani want to use to also attack Simon Ekpa to be forewarned is to be forearmed. The next time we are going to come here to address this issue, it will not be me standing like this. I will be sitting down and I will tear the table, and it will not be good for anyone. So, Barrister Ejiofor, you are doing well. We want you to continue to do what you're doing, irrespective of all the blackmail coming your way. Do not be pushed. We know that if you do not listen to what they say, they are going to attack your house again. They may even assassinate another person. But I want everyone to take record of the questions I have directed to Barrister Ejiofor today. And if that question is answered, I will come again for another question, because it is time to ask questions and those questions will be answered. Before I leave, let me also reiterate that the question about the people that were killed in Barrister Ejiofor's house, we want to know the compensation of 50 million. Does it also cover the dead, those who were killed, assassinated in your house? Does it cover them, or is the 50 million just for the property and for the invasion of your privacy and your private residence? Biafrans need to know. Those who died in your house are human beings. They are fathers, they are brothers, they may be sisters, and they may be uncle to some people. So we want to know when that particular award of 50 million was given to you, what was the content? Does it include those who died in your house? Or is it that it does not concern them? Is it that they don't have anything to gain from that particular, the family of those slain in your house? Is it that they are not compensated? They are not part of this lawsuit. They are not part of this particular compensation. This is a question that every Biafran would like to know, because a lot of people have asked me that question, and I'm just relaying this message to you today. Since we are now on social media to address issues that concern Biafra, let us start by asking questions. On this note, I urge every Biafran to disregard what Barrister Ejiofor said, and we are going to move forward. Everything he said in that interview was programmed by the Fulani, because they know that the force of the autopilot in IPOB has come to stay. They know that the Biafrans have united under the IPOB autopilot. They know that everybody who is genuinely supporting Biafra restoration have come to realize that we have what it takes to bring out Nnamdi Kanu. They have come to realize that if care is not taken, we are going to get Biafra. So what they do, they have beginning to fire their last bullet. Their last bullet is to use the legal team to attack us. And let me inform Biafra today that you must disregard everything coming from Ejiofor going forward, that our leader said this, our leader said that. And if he come again to begin to address Biafra on issue of IPOB, we will regard him as one of us. And I believe that Nigeria government will not be very comfortable with him for doing that. So let him focus on the legal issue, how to defend our leader, and let him understand that I am very, very angry. And if not for that, he is the one. If not that is the one, I am very, very angry, because this is where I will speak and they will hear of you no more. But I have not come to do that. I want Biafrans to understand as well that it is a strategy to bring confusion and disunity within our legal team, and we must not allow them to win. No matter how angered we are, no matter how disappointed we are on Barrister Ejiofor, we must support them as well until, if they continue to represent Nnamdi Kanu, so long as they continue to represent Nnamdi Kanu, we will continue to give them support. And any day they come to talk otherwise, we are going to treat that fuck up without looking face. So I urge all Biafrans to disregard what he said. He was under duress and he is still under duress. You don't know what is going on behind the scene. I have always told you people that Barrister Ejiofor is under serious pressure. When people came to my program to talk about him, I have told you people several times that you don't know what Barrister Ejiofor is going through. It is not because he tells me. It is not because somebody tell me, or because I know. I know from where I know that he is going through a lot. But in as much as we understand the predicament of Barrister Ejiofor, we also have to address him so that you understand that the people he is dealing with are people of 21st century. He should understand that the people he's dealing with are the people of international repute. He must understand that the people he's dealing with in IPOB today are professionals, not like Motu Park out that are in DOS, not like all those touts, all those criminals that have made and turned Biafra agitation to personal to their career, and they are building career with agitation. No, new breed have entered this struggle. And the earlier you realize this, the better for you. Otherwise, you are going to make a very grave mistake by coming again to speak for Biafra, to speak in the public. If Nnamdi Kanu give you a message, go and tell the message to the criminals in DOS, and you people can address that message. If there is any message that comes from our leader, the leader of indigenous people of Biafra is giving the message to the people they call the DOS. Tell them the message, do not bring it to the public. And we know that the interview was staged. And I know that you are under pressure from the politician from the Southeast, Biafra land, from the government, from all the things, because nobody knows what they have against you. And I am in this business. And I have to tell Biafrans that a lawyer job, if you are defending people, you are, answerable to those who pay you. So if the DOS is the one responsible for the payment of the legal fee, you are answerable to them. And of course, you have to defend their interests. But you must understand that this is a freedom fighting movement. The freedom fighting movement, we are not here for as an ordinary association. We are here to fight for the future of our generation and our own future. So the future of my own generation is in the hand of how you come to the public to speak, to truncate what we are doing, to destabilize the progress we have made so far. Don't be afraid. We are not here to fight Nnamdi Kanu. We are here to help you. If anybody ever thought of Simon Ekpa betraying Nnamdi Kanu, I will tell you to go and sleep. I will be the last person to betray Nnamdi Kanu, because I saw what he did and I joined him. I saw what he did and I joined him. And I said to him, if you do not have the roadmap to Biafra, I will bring the roadmap. I said to him, if you do not have anything on the table, I will bring something to the table. I have come to support you. When people say you should go and create your own group, I say, why should I create my own group? I did not join this Biafra restoration struggle to spend more than 5 years. I have given myself a task. When I came to this Biafra struggle, I said, I am on Sophia. Where there is no road, I create a road. Where people don't go, I enter there. I told you people, and you see it happening. You said I am running to speed. You said that I should slow down. I told you that when you say progress is a slow process, you are not talking about Simon Ekpa. I don't know that progress is a slow process. I am moving with speed. And everybody that joined Autopilot today, believe me, Nnamdi Kanu will come out and will be proud of you. He cannot come out and say, we have done the wrong thing. No. All the teaching of Nnamdi Kanu is what we are going to follow in his absence. We are not going to twist it. We are not going to change it. We have gone far. We have crossed the Rubicon, and there is no going back. And I must tell the Biafra people today that your life, your future, your territory, and everything about you is in your hand. When we say autopilot, somebody somewhere, and people are programming it. The autopilot is a divine movement where the Nnamdi Kanu put the movement for Biafra restoration on autopilot. And we are going to land and we are going to stay until he come out to take the lead. If Biafra did not come, if he did not come out with Biafra, he will come to continue where we are going to stop when he come out. On this note, I tell Biafra people, thank you very much for listening. Share this broadcast and let it go to the entire Biafra people all over the world to listen, that we must disregard the statement coming from Ejiofor. It was just a scam, a scheme to deceive and make people to be confused. If you are confused from what came from Ejiofor, you are not even, serious in Biafra struggle, because no amount of confusion, no amount of statement, no amount of utterances should make you deter. That is one of the qualities you should learn from our leader, Nnamdi Kanu. There is no attack, there is no blackmail that should move you as one Chineke. On this note, I thank you all for being part of this particular State of the Nation broadcast today. My name remains Simon Ekpa, and I am Nnamdi Kanu, disciple on Biafra restoration. I am the person that God will use to end the criminals in IPOB. I am the person that God will use as he likes and as he pleases him to make sure that the state of Biafra is restored. We are just starting. By the time after the end of this month, you are going to know that Biafra have people and Biafra are ready to go. And on this note, I call on you, those who are still listening and waiting from the fence, those of you who your mind is telling you, can I join them now or should I wait? Those of you that God is speaking to now because of what he has impacted in you. Those of you that God is talking to now because of the gift he gave you that is needed in the restoration of Biafra. I am calling on you today that you listen to this voice and you will never remain the same. You must join us to liberate Biafra, to make sure that we liberate Africa as well. Nigeria is a dead zone. Today we see our women, our children are being killed. Our communities under siege. They are burning houses, killing people, and the government are the ones sponsoring these killers. Let me also tell you today, if you are listening from Biafra land, you must be strong. You must be very vigilant. Make sure any day anybody come, defend your land. Defend your land. Allow those who are capable and who were trained to defend your land to do the job. Those of you who have intels must make intels available to our people. You must make sure that, because if you don't do that, Biafra land will never forgive you. I thank you all. May God bless all of you. May God bless you. May Chuko Kika Biama bless you. May everything you touch bless you. May we walk in the spirit. When the Fulani are attacking the front, you will defend your people from the back. When the Fulani are attacking people from the back, you will defend your land from the front. We must not relent. No matter what anybody does, we are going to be very resolute and stand by the truth. On this note, I will be playing the Biafra national anthem. right wherever you see the video of Barrister Ejiofor interview from tomorrow. Disregard it and let us move on. Good night.
My word, that brings us to the end of this beautiful update. Do where to like this video, share and subscribe. The best thing for you to do is to join this family by smashing on that red subscribe button that says subscribe and turn on the bell icon for more latest updates. See you when I see you. From me to you, I say bye.